assuming President Tinubu calls you tomorrow with other stakeholders, what are the 3 things that you will tell him face to face that is limiting industrial capacity that he should do amongst all that we know? What are the 3 things you will tell him to address?
Okay, thank you. I really wish that was possible because it will be
It could be possible because DG NECA said they will be having quarterly briefings or briefing. Who knows?
Yes, it's very interesting.
Yes,
because,
and you are part of it, though.
Yeah, we have actually met with him. We've met with his ministers and so on. So, and to say 3 things will be saying what we have also said before. But what is critical is to look at those binding constraints that have limited performance of the industrial sector, and then to say, resolve them. Incidentally, some of them are actually being provisioned for in policies. But if I meet him today, and I'm to say 3 things that I want him to do. First, I will want him to completely remove this idea of the 2025 tax laws taking a retroactive effect. That is a no-no for the private sector. And that NRS should be made to compulsorily abide by the circular issued by the Federal Ministry of Finance. I mean, that would be my first take. The second one would be to ensure that we do not have regulatory tyranny any longer. You see, if the only instrument you have is a hammer, every object will look like a nail to you. And that is what has become of those agencies that are supposed to facilitate government. And like I said in my goodwill message, there should be consequence for bad behavior. If any government agency, DG, or whatever, is found to have wrongly implemented or failed to implement or has enunciated any directive that has limited the performance, and we discover such people should be sanctioned. You can't just walk away with bad behavior. And I think why we continue to have this challenge is somebody will just wake up tomorrow, decide that you need to pay a levy, write to you, and get you to start paying. You know, regardless of how it is affecting them. So I would say, Mr. President, stop regulatory tyranny. Let your agencies, let the agency that is supposed to collect tax, and every other agency should facilitate investment. For instance, I still continue to say the Customs Service should facilitate trade, not collect revenue, because the two may not mix. And I think we have to gradually get to a level where agencies focus on their. And the third one will be that there is no way manufacturers, for instance, can continue to borrow at 30 to 35% and make profit and scale and innovate and compete and export, except you are manufacturing cocaine or something else. Otherwise, there's no way that's going to be possible. And we are competing with people that are producing in low-cost environments that are importing to this country. And if the CBN has set its rate at 26 to 27%, there's absolutely no way any commercial bank will fund production, because prime rates will hover around 20 or so percent. So I think there has to be a funding window. I know the CBN is concentrating on not involving itself in intervention funds, but there must be created a window. And if it's going to be BOI, we should be able to recapitalize it and fund it. The pressure on BOI now is actually making them to do the unthinkable by raising interest rates to 15%. Even those funds that are under the CBN intervention previously. And that's a very dangerous trend. So our single-digit interest rate aspiration should not be sacrificed based on market forces. And my brother has made it very clear. Manufacturing, for instance, is an intentional and strategic choice that you need to make. It's not just another endeavor. And every nation that does not support it, particularly with financing, and of course lowering the cost of doing business, you will not be able to thrive.